Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right. Welcome into another edition of the JP Peterson Show from the Patio here in South Tampa, the place to watch Monday Night Football. Our Monday Night Watch party is on, and we don't just do football here, Peter Blake.
No, we do more than that.
We do hockey too, because the Lightning are opening up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So why not have their play-by-play man, television voice, Dave Randolph, join the crew here at 5:15.
Can I wake you up here?
Yeah. Let's go.
There you go. There
Let's
you go. And we'll hear that hopefully a lot tomorrow night.
Yes.
What's going on, partner? How you doing tonight?
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited
me too.
about football this week. It's creamsicle week.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are wearing creamsicle.
I know. I was
It's a
going
big whiff.
I was going to.
It's a week away. I have a hard time getting. And I'm not a big creamsicle guy. I own nothing creamsicle.
I have
so that's one of the reasons I'm not wearing it.
I have some creamsicle. I have actually a story about the reason why creamsicle means a lot to me with growing up and being a Bucks fan.
All right. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
But you didn't wear it today.
I didn't wear it today, no.
All right.
No.
On creamsicle week.
Creamsicle week, yeah. Absolutely, exactly.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it didn't mean that much to you then. But we'll look forward to
I'll
the
wear
story.
it tomorrow, yeah.
The Lightning have finalized their roster. Couple surprises going on there. So we'll talk about that. We got a big weekend of football to get to from the – I don't even want to call it a choke in Miami. It's just stupidity in Miami, University of Miami.
How's the coach not fired by now?
Because he's got a $57 million buyout. That's how.
I don't know how he got that much money with. It's an easy decision at the end of the day. All you have to do is kneel down on the ball, and you win the game. That's it. You win the game. You play to win the game.
What's worse? This is the second time he's done that and lost the game.
I've heard.
Yeah, he did it at Oregon. Oh, my God. Like, that's unbelievable. Your team's undefeated. I think a bit of a fraud, but you're still undefeated.
Right.
And you're getting ready to, march towards a showdown with Florida State in a couple of weeks. And your moron coach can't figure out. All you got to do is take 3 knees and you win the game.
That's it.
And then you let Georgia Tech. That's not even that is the worst part. There's nothing worse than that. Then what follows is you let Georgia Tech complete a 35, 40-yard pass. How the DB doesn't get that, I don't get it. And then you let him throw a touchdown pass. Right. You let him go 75 yards in like 28 seconds to compound the issue. No, they're not even trying for a tying field goal. They're winning the game.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting in bed, was like watching this unfold. And Ashley's like half asleep, and I'm just going, "Oh my God!
Well, you have to be happy about it. Being a Florida State fan,
no, you're not happy about it because now when Florida State trashes Miami, they could have been undefeated at the time and ranked like 6th in the nation, being a fraud all the way to that point, and then you just boat race them, and then it looks great. But now everybody knows. Even Matt Baker threw him out of the poll. Like they were at 13. He's like, "No, you're out. You're out. I'm throwing you out. Just by pure stupidity, you're out." And I think he's 100% right. Plus, you lost to a team that lost to Bowling Green the week before by 11.
Oof.
So, yeah, it's one of the most stunning coaching errors in the history of college football at that level. At that level, it's just like a peewee coach figures that stuff out. To be making $8 million a year and to make that bonehead call, just unbelievable. But just part of the many things we saw this weekend in college football and pro football that were crazy. The Oklahoma-Texas game was as good a football game as I've seen in years and years and years. Fantastic football game. Everything that college football is about. A tremendous rivalry. Last time it's going to be in the Big 12.
Right.
I guess now it's going to be an SEC rivalry. That makes sense.
Right.
Tremendous rivalry game. The crowd I don't know how you could shoehorn another person in that stadium. It was so freaking packed. Beautiful day. Two great football teams, really, really good football teams playing at a high level. And then a finish that comes down to Dylan Gabriel in a phone booth, just raising up and somehow dropping the ball in with that smooth left-handed stroke and just dropping it in the corner of the end zone for a game-winning touchdown. Just unbelievable.
I bet UCF is kind of disappointed now that he transferred over to Oklahoma.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah,
Wait,
but there's, what are you going to do?
Right.
He went to Oklahoma.
Right.
Right.
UCF to Oklahoma is kind of a step up.
It's like, Travis Kelce moving up to Taylor Swift.
See, we disagree about that. Because I seen what he previously was with, and I get it, what you're talking about, money and success and everything like that. But for me,
it ain't all just about the booty, Blake. I mean, yeah, she got a better booty. But after that, she's like Ofer. Check marks of the other top 75. She's a loser.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, because I tell you right now, again, the risk is there. We talked about it before ad nauseum on this show. If you piss her off and make her upset, she's going to make you famous in a bad way. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hate you.
It's
a legitimate thing that most likely will happen because that, a Taylor Swift relationship is only going to last about, 2 minutes to 2 hours.
It's the greatest publicity stunt of all time, or one of them. Anyway.
Or it's the NFL
absolutely.
Doing what they always do.
It's true love.
Of course. Sure.
True love.
Sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's true love. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. I don't think
all right, we already spent too much time talking about Taylor Swift, and that's all my fault. I brought her up. But, yeah, just a fantastic game. Texas, Oklahoma. Florida State with a nice win over Virginia Tech. They go out 22-0. This is just going to be an absolute destruction. And then the ACC officials do what ACC officials always do. And that's make sure Florida State doesn't have a blowout win. Keep the other team in the game.
Yep.
And with some ridiculous calls in the second quarter. And Virginia Tech comes back to their credit. Florida State's defense, in my opinion, is not a championship defense. I don't think they can. I don't think they're going to make the playoff with this defense. It's just not good enough. I think they're last in the ACC in pass defense. They can't stop a running quarterback. I don't want to nitpick here because FSU, they're fourth in the nation. They've won 11 games in a row. I don't want to nitpick.
Get it together, though, because they can't get off the field. Too many blown plays, too many blown coverages. Can they get it together eventually? Can they be a national championship type of team with that defense?
They can. I just don't see the consistency. Now, the one thing, and we had Corey Long on the morning show today.
Yeah, good job.
The one thing, and Corey pointed this out, that they do really well and is really important is red zone defense. Mm-hmm. They're not allowing a whole lot of points. I mean, they only allowed 10 points to the Virginia Tech offense, which is crazy for the amount of yards that they rolled up.
Right.
But they've played some really good red zone defense, and that's like gold. You can let teams go up and down the field as long as you don't let them score touchdowns in the red zone. You're going to be fine, and they've been really good at that. But you kind of feel like they've been more lucky than good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And how long is that going to hold out? And up against quality offensive teams, how good are they going to be? So look, it's nitpicking here. You could not be more thrilled with what Mike Norvell has done with the program. I'm not complaining, but I'm just being objective.
Right.
And I thought this team was a really legitimate, I want to say lock, but really good shot at getting into the playoff. But with this defense, just history tells you when your defense is that bad, you're going to slip up and lose one or two.
Right.
You just can't be a consistently good team when your defense is that bad. So, We'll see.
I guess you throw it out there to FSU fans here on the JP Peterson show. I mean, what do you think? Can they compete against a team like, of course, Georgia, which was a surprise this week?
And Georgia's defense hasn't been great, but they were good this week against Kentucky. They did not allow them to run the football like the Gators did. Whoops!
Wow! Yikes!
But the Gators showed up this weekend, and they did.
Vanderbilt.
Well, of course, they were home.
That? Yeah,
they were in the swamp.
Yeah, Gator Growl.
They're Gator Growl.
Yeah,
they're unbeatable in the swamp. They're hard to beat in the swamp, and of course, Florida State has to go to the swamp.
Could be a tough game. It's always a tough game.
Of course, it's going to be a tough game. Absolutely.
So,
and that could be, the Noles could be sitting there at undefeated, going into a hornet's nest there. So, but that's down the road. The Gators did what they had to do against Vanderbilt, a team they lost to last year on the road. They took care of business, and a lot of young kids played well. Trey Wilson, the Gaither grad, got his first Gator touchdown. Their new tight end, Arliss Boardinghouse, got 2 touchdowns and a big first down catch and run. So if he can become a weapon, this is like we said, this is some young players starting to make their way. And this is what, if you're a Florida fan, this is what you're watching for. It's kind of same as, we've talked about the Bucs. You're watching to see their young players develop this year. Mm-hmm. It's one of the main storylines, if not the main storyline.
Right.
You're not going to win a Super Bowl if you're the Buccaneers this year. They're just, as you saw, the 49ers just freaking destroy the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
How about those Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Still them boys? Are people still thinking the Cowboys are one of the top upper echelon teams out there? I need to know, Tim.
I believe fraud is the word.
I think
you're looking for.
Yeah,
complete fraud.
Dak Prescott, you give him all that money.
3 picks.
Oh, man, that's great. Good job, Dak.
Yeah, as we kind of transition to the NFL, but just the postscript on the Gators, they did what they had to do. Now they got to go on the road at South Carolina. Can you take the good football you're playing at home and bring it on the road, Billy Napier, Sunbelt Billy? Let's go. Let's go win a freaking decent road game here.
Yeah.
Let's do something outside of the swamp where your fans are not willing you to a win.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
It's time to do it. I mean, look, you talk about the wins, you talk about, growing and recruiting and everything like that. You've got to win these type of games in order to prove yourself if you're really going to be an SEC contender. And these are learning moments at the end of the day for this team.
Yeah, they are, but you got to go do something on the road.
Yeah,
and we'll see if they'll get able to get that done. So, the NFL this weekend, that was obviously the headline Sunday night, watching the 49ers just destroy the Cowboys, who, Dak is a caretaker. He's a caretaker. He's not a guy that's going to go win you a game, that's going to stand out and win you the game. Of course, for instance, against the Buccaneers at the beginning of last season, when the Bucs were good and they were still clinging to some of their championship roots before everything went off the rails.
Right.
Dak was awful. He was awful, and they hurt him.
Yep.
And he was out. And then, and at the end of the year, the Cowboys were the more physical team. They were dominating both lines of scrimmage, and Dak can win a game like that. They play from ahead. The Cowboys are good. When they're in a dogfight or they get behind, Dak is not a guy that's going to lead you back. I know he's got fourth quarter comebacks, but he's not, you get down 10, 14 points. He's not that guy that's going to will you to a win. He's just not. He gets paid like it, but he's not that guy.
I don't think he has.
As much as I love
Dak, he has the confidence. I don't think he has. Again, you talk about the resume. He does have fourth quarter comebacks, but I don't know if the offensive weapons are there. Are the offensive weapons there? Is he getting enough of a running game? What happened to the defense? But you're exactly right. It comes back to the quarterback. And as a Bucs fan, you feel more confident with the Baker Mayfield than you feel about a Dak Prescott. And that's crazy to say because Prescott is getting paid big-time money.
Big-time money.
And you don't have that confidence.
10 times what Baker Mayfield's getting paid,
right.
by the
When
way.
is he going to develop into that quarterback that you pay for at the end of the day? And I believe, hold on a sec. Let me go off air here, see who this is. Stand by.
All right. By the way, we're giving away 2 tickets tonight to the Lightning season opener tomorrow. 2 tickets to the Lightning season opener tomorrow. You got to come on down here to the patio. We're going to ask a trivia question about something that you will learn in this next interview with Dave Randolph Bolt's play-by-play man. So pay attention to the interview. Get your butt down here to the patio, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to tomorrow night's opener at Amalie Arena, 5:30 puck drop. First game to open up on ESPN. We get the opening time slot so the world can see Amalie Arena, a franchise that knows how to pay their players, knows how to win in the postseason, knows where to locate their stadium, and respects their fans, unlike other franchises in this market.
Well, I know who you're going to mention.
And I'm not talking about the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I know you're not talking about the Buccaneers, the Rays. There was some news today with Kevin Cash supposedly joining the Guardians. He comes out and says, I'm very satisfied with the Tampa Bay Rays. I believe he still has 1 year left on his contract. And then it came out, and I sent you this information, and you basically said you think it's hogwash, but Bob Nightingale of USA Today says that the Rays, at the time of the trading deadline, were in it for Shohei Ohtani. They were willing to trade not only Junior Caminero, but also 2 other top 10 prospects. You believe that? You buy that?
No.
Why?
Because Shohei costs money.
Well, yeah, but it's only for like 2 months.
Doesn't matter. Rays ain't going to pay it. Okay. It's way more than they will pay. You know how I know this?
I was shocked by that.
Well, you should be shocked because it's all just BS that Bob Nightingale. I don't mean to impugn him in any way.
Sure.
He's probably getting it from Eric Neander or someone in the Rays organization that's putting it out there. And I'm not believing anything. Oh, we're in on Freddie Freeman. We're in. No, you're not. It's all just being fed to the media to give you the illusion that the Rays are ever going to do anything with big money. They're not.
They never do it.
They never do it. This just in. It's been 25 years. They've never done it.
Never done it. Not once.
I'm just going to go. History tells me that's a bunch of BS.
Okay.
It just keeps leading you on. All you people out there, you Rays fans, it's never happening. All right. Quick break. When we come back, Dave Randorf's going to join us, Bolt's play-by-play man. And don't forget, get your butt down here to the patio, 6:45. We're going to do a trivia question, something you will learn in this interview coming up with Dave Randorf that I will ask you about. And the first one to get it right will get the 2 tickets. Pretty easy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, quick break. Come on down to the patio. Back in 3. JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement costs, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Are you experiencing those feelings of getting older, lower sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, or you just don't feel like you had the vitality you once had? It's a chronic problem here in the United States. You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. So do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Look, testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Folks, I've been on testosterone therapy for over 6 years, and it is a life changer. You will feel and look better than you did 10 years ago. Give them a call at 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. Tell them JP sent you for priority scheduling. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group, Jeeves. Call for a free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. We're local, we're trusted. The law firm brings over 80 years of combined legal experience focusing on clients in Tampa Bay, the state of Florida, and national class action cases. If you're injured, get that free case evaluation, no cost to you. The Jeeves Law Group's focus is on auto, truck, and motorcycle accidents, as well as class action and consumer protection law. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. You hear him on the show all the time. Great guy, big Gator fan, and great for the community. The Jeeves Law Group is a highly skilled team with years of experience that will apply their skills, expertise, and knowledge to assist individuals who have been in an accident with compensation for damages, lost wages, medical expenses, pain and suffering, and property damage. Get that free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES.
Coming back at you. Now, more with JP on FanStream Sports. It's only just begun.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. I'm Peter Blake along with JP Peterson. We have open phone line today, and we also have a special guest.
Oh,
right?
yes, we do.
Oh,
yes, we do. One of my colleagues over at the Tampa Bay Lightning, your play-by-play voice for the Lightning on Bally Sports Sun, the great Dave Randolph joining us here. What's up, Dave? How are you, my friend?
Hey, gentlemen. How you doing? Thanks for having me on, JP. Good to talk to you as always, buddy.
So good to have you on, and so good to have you back on TV with Bally Sports, and the Lightning have games on TV. It might have been a little dicey there for a little bit, but we knew the Lightning are too good of a property not to be on that great regional television, and so glad you guys are coming back with with their partner Brian Engblom and Gabby and Paul Kennedy, and we've added some new people to the roster, I believe, as well, right?
Yeah, one new addition, one significant large addition, former Lightning blue liner Braden Coburn.
Yes.
Been doing some TV work, to get up to speed, and also doing some radio work on the radio side, and he's been doing some podcasting, and he's a great person, great guy, and obviously not too long off the ice. So he's going to bring some fresh insights, and he knows the market, he knows this team. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what Braden has to say on the show. So he's going to be mixed in there with Dave Andrechuk and Adam Hall.
Yeah, that's great. I've been listening to him for he's been with the Lightning since he retired, doing a lot of podcasts. Big fan favorite. I think he's obviously going to fit in very, very well with the family. Now we had some changes to the roster today that I think were somewhat surprising. Right, Alex Barboulay. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him. What I read today, he wasn't at the skate this morning. What is it, the practice? I don't believe he made the final roster, so maybe a move coming there. But that means that there's some really good players at the Lightning, like Valtteri Merila, who has surprised a lot of folks. Austin Watson making the roster as well. Talk about the new additions.
Okay, well, sure, yeah. I mean, listen, before we get away from Alex Barboulay, it's a tough situation for the guy.
Really is.
Listen, he had 84 points last year in the American League. He was second in the league in assists with 60 and points with that 84. He's put up points consistently in the American League, where he was also Rookie of the Year a few years ago. Ever since he came into that league as a pro at that level, that's not been the issue. And as a guy around the same stature as he is, you hate to say it, the size is holding back, but that's he's a tweener.
Size matters.
Right. And unfortunately, he has not been able to translate his offensive game to the NHL yet. He's only 26. He got claimed last year by Seattle before he was reclaimed by the Lightning. So it's not like people don't know about him and appreciate the skill set he can bring. But to be honest, the Lightning don't need another guy like him. That's not to say they wouldn't have used him or they are done with him.
Right.
But this guy, Valtteri Merila, who we didn't know really anything about, he's come in and taken a job. And that's what you love to see in pro sports. Well, I don't care whether you're talking hockey or football or baseball. A guy forces the staff, the coaching staff, and the general manager to clear a spot for this guy. Valtteri Merila is 25. He's not a kid. He's never played in the NHL, but he's played the last several years in the Finnish league, over 200 games. He's won 2 championships in that league. This league is probably middle of the pack in terms of the rankings. You got the KHL, the Swedish league, and then probably the Finnish league after that. But it is known as being a very hard league to play in, very defensive-minded, very heavy league. And he's put up some points, too. He had a 20-goal season in there as well. But he, and he played for the national team as well in Finland, which is not an easy team. Yeah, which is not an easy team to make. They value guys. They don't care if you've got a big name on the back of your jersey. They want guys who bring their work boots and their lunch bucket and are going to work for 200 feet. That's what this guy does, and that's what he has done since he stepped on the ice at rookie camp a few weeks ago down in Fort Myers area. So he forced the issue. He's in, and Austin Watson gets a 1-year contract after coming in on a professional tryout situation. And this guy is a 10-year pro who can drop the gloves and go. He's going to hit. He's going to block shots. He's going to fight. Yeah. He had 12 fights last year in the NHL, just like Pat Maroon did. And so he's good. That's what he's out there. He's out there to, bring that element to – listen, the guy can score a little bit too. He had 9 or 10 goals last year. In fact, he's had 19 goals the last 2 seasons. That's not nothing.
That's terrible.
Yeah, including 4 shorthanders. So the guy can find the back of the net occasionally, but really he's out there to do what the Lightning have always loved their players to do, and that is bring a physical element.
Yeah.
Dave, besides the goaltending, what's your biggest concern with this team going into this year?
After the goaltending, what's my second most concern? The goaltending. Yeah. That's 1, 2, and 3.
The starting goaltender and the backup goaltender. That's the first 2. 1 and 2. Yes.
And listen, I'm joking around, but I will say this about these 2 guys. I talked to both of them again today. I've had a couple of conversations with both Jonas Johansson and Matt Tompkins. Both, again, guys who are not bids, who have played, extensive games in the pro level. Johansson has 35 starts in the NHL. He only got 2 last year, but he won them both. And the book on him is that he's gotten better as the last couple of years have gone by. Had a strong season in the American League last year, and then had 2 wins with the Avalanche. So he gets signed to come here, and he's thrilled. He's not fazed at all about being thrown into a starting position and trying to fill the skates of Andrei Vasilevsky. I talked to him this morning. He's looking forward to tomorrow night. He's excited and ready to go. He trains with a bunch of other Swedish netminders who are well known in the offseason, one of them being Jacob Markstrom, who's the number 1 in Calgary, who's an excellent goaltender. He's good buddies with him. And Matt Tompkins is another guy. He's actually a year or 2 older than Johansson. He's 29. He's from Edmonton. He's played the last 2 years in the Swedish league, which, again, is a very good league in Europe. He's had a winning record in both of those seasons. He wanted to come back here to try to, after, deciding to go to Europe for 2 years after kind of not getting great opportunities in the American League of the East Coast. He goes over there, gets some more, experience on the bigger ice. And this is another guy who doesn't seem fazed. Listen, you saw the games, JP, and Pete, and neither of these guys looked nervous. Neither of these guys looked loose or looked tight, right? They looked like, okay, this is what we planned for. Our opportunity is right here. I love this. This is one of the great things about pro sports: opportunity.
Yeah,
who's going to grab it? Who's going to take it? We all know Vasi's going to come back, and he's going to be the number 1. But this is an important job for one of these 2 guys to get the lion's share of, say, 25 starts or so, and to get points out of them, not just to go in there and play, but to get points out of them. So obviously this situation is not ideal, but I like what I at least see going into the season.
Dave Randolph joining us here, Bally Sports Sun, Lightning play-by-play man. There's been a bit of a change in some of the defensive philosophy and system going on. They're trying to install that in this preseason. I think the Lightning have played pretty well. Last home game, notwithstanding the 52 shots they gave up. But that'll happen. I think the Lightning have played pretty well in this preseason. What's your thoughts on that? How long does it take for a team to kind of get that? Obviously, they've got some talented players on the blue line, the Lightning do, but changing systems sometimes take a little bit of transition. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, they have to be better. They want to be better 5-on-5 in their own end going into the season before Vasi got hurt.
Right.
And then the urgency on that whole plan, obviously goes up a whole lot. Stepped up. I mean, let's call it like it is. How long does it take? It would take longer if you had a whole bunch of new pieces and a whole bunch of young guys. So they bring in, you got one new defenseman coming into the mix, and that is Calvin DeHaan. A veteran, a guy who that's his game, playing defense. He's not out there to rush the puck or to score a lot. He can go for a skate here and there, but he's out there to shut things down. That's what he's done in the past, primarily as a New York Islander, and that's what he's excited to do here. And the rest of the guys we all know, including Darren Radish, who has also emerged as a key guy now, playing on a second pairing role with Sergei, at least to begin the season. And then you have a bunch of forwards. We all know their names. And then you bring in a couple of other guys that, again, who are experienced guys. And I want to highlight one of them. You bring in, two of them. Luke Glendening comes in. Guys played 10-plus years in the league. A lot for Jeff Blashill, assistant coach in Detroit. He is not just a good faceoff guy. He's an elite faceoff guy. And you're going to see him taking a lot of key faceoffs. He's a right-handed faceoff guy. That's like a left-handed pitcher. So this guy is going to be a key guy to win faceoffs in all situations. And that is something that also helps your team defense. Right, the other guy I want to highlight is Tyler Mott. Mott was a guy who was, I guess, a contingency plan. The Lightning signed a free agent by the name of Josh Archibald to be a depth forward. And then he decided he wasn't going to play in the NHL this year. He's got some things going on off the ice. Fair enough. We wish him the best. So Mott becomes plan B. And Mott was a guy who was holding up for more money, and he kind of overshot the runway in terms of the market. And there he was sitting there for a bargain deal. He took it from the Lightning, and he's coming in here with kind of a chip on his shoulder. He's a good player. This guy he's not tall, but he's thick and he's heavy and he's smart. Played at Michigan. I've seen a lot of this guy from when I was doing a lot of games in Canada, and he played for the Vancouver Canucks. I was quite pleased that they brought him in, and I think people are going to like this guy. He's a good 200-foot player. So those guys are going to help what you're talking about. Drill down in the details of 5-on-5 in your own end, and keep the quality chances down, because we all know they got a little loose in front of Vasi. Yeah, because they had Vasi in there. I've heard you talk about it tons of times in your post-game show after the games, and how they get loose because they know they got Vasi there. Yeah. Well, right now they don't have Vasi there, and we know that they can score. They're a very high-scoring team. They're the highest-scoring team on home ice last year. That's not the issue. It's keeping the puck and the quality chances down and the puck out of the net. And you're going to see we've seen it from the start of camp, and we're going to see it a lot starting tomorrow night against Nashville.
Dave, you talked about, this team can score, but do you feel like, this next 2 months, this is a blessing in disguise where this team can actually become more defensive because they have to be like that?
Yeah, I think that's basically the ground we just covered, and I think you're bang on. There's a silver lining to this, because at the end of the day, as the things tighten up after the All-Star break and into the playoffs, that's when goal scoring it's hard to score no matter what you've done. And to that point in the regular season, we see a lot of high-scoring teams get shut down once the playoffs begin. So, that's how the Lightning won 2 cups. They didn't win 2 cups back to back or get to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals by simply running and gunning. Sure. In fact, that's where they turned the corner. They put the run and gun game to the side and focused on shutting games down and shutting opponents down and getting the puck out of their own end, and then letting the offense take over. That's how they got to where they've been as an elite team, and they got to get back to that. And it's even more important this year. So I think you're right, Peter. I think there will be a silver lining to this, and there has to be, because this division has never been better in the last 10, 15 years. Top to bottom, I'm talking. I mean, we all know that Buffalo is better. Ottawa is going to be better. Detroit's better. And even Montreal, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they are not going to be a pushover. So at the very least, all these teams are going to take more points from you than you've been used to getting in the past. They used to own Detroit. Look at their head-to-head record over the last 10
domination.
years. They've dominated them. Well, that's not going to happen. Same thing with Buffalo. Yeah, right. Same thing with Buffalo. Buffalo lit them up that was last season. Yeah. And they're just going to be one season better because they've added a couple of guys. So, listen, they have to be better in their own end and let the offense take care of itself.
Dave Randolph joining us here. And the schedule is kind of interesting, Dave, because you kind of look at those first 30 games that Vasi might miss. And a lot of them are on the road. There's a stretch in November, December, I think, where 13 of 22, I think, are on the road. They get a lot of road games, but they're not against the best of competition. So that's good. Not a whole lot of divisional games after the first week or so. There'll be a bunch, but then not a bunch of divisional games, which obviously are going to be your most important. So, like, you look at the schedule and like, all right, we got to survive this, or maybe even make a little hay. I think that's how the Lightning are looking at it, right? While Vasi is out, and just go munch some points against some of the looser teams, so to speak. And I think that's really doable. So I think the schedule kind of because the Lightning, I think, obviously they're great at home, but I think when they know intentionally they've got to be better on the road and they've got to go out and win those games early on. I think they can get that done. What do you think schedule wise?
They've got to be better on the road. They were an average team on the road. Yeah. They're an elite team at home. Here's what I got. I just looked up my notes here. Let's say Vasi's out till the end of November. It's probably going to be a little longer than that. But let's just call it October, November. That's 24 games, and it's a 12-12 split. Yeah. And you are bang on 9 road games in November, 9 of 15. So it's a much heavier road schedule once November hits. You're right. There's less divisional opponents over this first 2 months. But you know what? One of the worst things, one of the things that I hate, one of my pet peeves in sports with hockey or whatever, is when a coach or somebody in the media or anybody says, it's early.
Yeah.
JP, it's never early, man.
2 points is 2 points, man.
Yeah, hey, I know Coop thinks the same way because ever since I've been here, this is only my 4th season, but I've heard him say it a lot.
Yep.
We got to munch points early because you can't miss the playoffs in October, but you can. You can't make the playoffs in October, November, but you can miss them by putting yourselves behind the 8 ball because think of all those teams that are scrambling and down the stretch in March and maybe even in April for 1-2 points here and there that you blew back in October because you just weren't mentally sharp, or you weren't ready or whatever. Points early are great. They're in the bank. Nobody can take them away from you because adversity does hit. The fatigue does hit. The dog days hit. All that stuff. And so if this helps sharpen them up, listen, the Lightning have had decent starts.
Yeah.
But last year, I think they started 1-3. And then they righted the ship. And then they were fine. Yeah. And then they were doing great. But I can't tell you how many times Coop brought up that 1-3 start still. It bothered him. It bugged him.
Yeah.
Even though they were over the hump. So I can guarantee you he is going to have them dialed in to get to work immediately tomorrow night against an improved Nashville team that's got some high-end talent with Forsberg and Ryan O'Reilly on that top line and a very good goalie. And Yossi is one of the top defensemen in the league creating offense from the backside. So anyway, it's going to be – I hate the thought that it's early. It's never early.
It's never early.
Get to work. No.
All right, Dave. Great stuff, my friend. I will see you tomorrow. I know it's on ESPN, but I know you'll be there.
I'll be there for 5:30. Don't show up at 7.
Yeah.
I just looked at the schedule, JP. The game, for some weird reasons, at 5:30.
Hey, we're the draw, baby. Well, you're going to start a season. You want to start in Tampa Bay with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well,
That's
at least
what you
it's
want to
not
start.
3 o'clock.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we know what happened last time there was a 3 o'clock start around here. Well said. Well, that wouldn't happen in downtown Tampa. I'm here to tell you.
I don't think it would happen.
And it wouldn't happen with the
Lightning
Lightning either.
No.
They could play at 2:30 in the morning, and Lightning fans are showing up, and there's no excuses.
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna end my part of this conversation before I get in trouble with any kind of other.
That's my job. I take that for everybody. Don't worry. I hold the water for everybody. That's all. That's in my job description. Don't worry about it. I got you, Dave. Thanks, partner. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
See you tomorrow, bud. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, always. Thanks for coming on. So we got 2. I've just got the lowdown on the tickets that we're giving away.
Okay.
Lower bowl.
Whoa.
Really good. Really good lower bowl tickets.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So they're going to be lower bowl. Really good tickets.
Yeah.
So get your ass down here. I'm wondering what I'm going to come up with. You just learned a lot from Dave Randolph there.
Yes.
Now I have to select something out of that to make our trivia question at 6:45 that we're going to ask, but you got to be down here at the patio. I'll ask the trivia question, and the first one to get it right, based on what Dave just said. So if you listen to the interview, you come down here, you got a pretty good chance of winning 2 lower bowl tickets.
You wrote it down
to the opener.
Yes.
To the opener tomorrow night.
That's amazing stuff.
ESPN. You get on TV. Bring a stupid sign. Get on TV.
There you go.
Be down there for the pregame skate. Say, I'll trade X. Maybe your ex. You should trade your ex. Bring your
there
ex.
You go. Like
call
Travis
your
Kelce
ex.
did.
Bring your ex.
Right. Yeah.
I'll trade her for a puck. I could put a little sign.
Wow.
You could do that.
I think some people would be offended by that, but you really don't care about that, do you?
What doesn't offend people these days?
I'm telling you, man.
What doesn't offend people these days?
Everybody needs to take a joke.
Or the girl could say, I'll trade him. Could be that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It works both ways. I don't care.
That's women empowerment right
Of course, the player would be like, I don't want either one.
Right.
I'm good.
Right, I'm good. Yeah.
Just give me the freaking puck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come on down here. We'll do the trivia question at 6:45 based on something that Dave just said.
Okay.
Some great stuff.
I like it. And we got open phone line, too. 727-255-0391. Again, 727-255-0391. You didn't pull my string.
I didn't. I didn't.
Go for it.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, there you go. See?
We got some really good stuff to get to today.
We do.
I did mention this. The SAP talking about Keyshawn. Have you seen this?
I have seen
on Jason Whitlock's?
Yes.
This is just pure gold, baby.
It is.
Pure gold.
Yeah, and Sap kind of talked about this in America's Game on NFL Network. Of course, now they don't play that because of you-know-who. He kind of previewed that, but got even more detail into this with Jason Whitlock. Always like that.
We'll hear from Baker Mayfield was making the rounds this weekend.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. As he was the guest picker.
There.
Yeah. Did a great job on College Game Day. Was on with Pat McAfee talking about the Bucs. So we're going to play that for you. Mm-hmm. Devin White spoke today at Bucs camp, so we'll play that for you as well. We might even get to Larry Foote, who talked today. You had a couple of moments with the coach and the quarterback from USF after the game, right?
Yes, after the disappointing 56-35 loss where USF's defense can't get off the field, too many explosives. I mean, that was kind of that's what you heard throughout this whole press conference. Can't get off the field, too many explosive plays. And again, how does it happen? How do you only give up 17 points to Alabama and give up 56
to Alabama,
Birmingham? How is that possible? But it's possible. It happened. Trent Dilfer was ready to go.
Nick Saban has no idea which quarterback to play?
Guess so. Offense wasn't ready. You got two guys that were stiffs out there. They finally went back to Jalen Milroe, who's definitely solidified that quarterback situation because they beat Texas A&M. By the way, your guy, Jimbo Fisher, what is he now, 2-10? Ever since he joined the SEC, I got to tell you right now, as a Florida State fan, I think it couldn't happen to a better person than Jimbo.
I'm a little torn because, Brad Johnson's a good friend of the program and good friend of mine for many years. His son, Max and Jake, hooked up for another touchdown.
They did.
But they didn't get the dub.
No.
They didn't get the dub.
Yeah.
Jimbo.
I got to do it.
At least Jimbo's thanking Mario Cristobal today to take him off the hot seat.
I still can't believe that. If you're a Miami fan,
I'd love to hear from a Miami fan.
I'd love to hear from him too, but right now it's crickets.
Yeah, of course. No, they're always talking shit when we're 5-0.
The U is back.
The U is back.
It's back, baby.
As I said on Twitter, you can't spell dumb without UM.
That's great. I like that.
I'm talking to our guys at Smack Apparel to make T-shirts for the FSU-UM game.
I want to wear it.
So you can't spell dumb, and then a little D, big UM, little B, without UM.
Love it.
And garnet and gold, and then on the back it's like take a knee. Dumbass.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Take a knee, dumbass.
Right? That second time he's done that.
Yes.
Second time. Dude makes $8 million a year.
Yeah. Jason Powers is with us in the background.
Yeah, in fact, let's take a break and bring Jason in. We'll have a round table with Jason Powers, kick around some crazy shit that happened this weekend in college football and pro football. Come on down to the patio. We're giving away 2 great tickets, lower bowl tickets to the Lightning game. So these things are worth like $300-400. So you can win them. Just come on down here. 6:45. We're going to ask a trivia question. First one to get it right gets the tickets. Bang. Easy stuff. So, and if you were just listening to the Dave Randolph interview, you will know the answer. you were listening closely and you can comprehend English, you will get this question. So come on down, 421 South MacDill. Of course, the great happy hour is going on here. Great place to hang out now that the weather is awesome. It's underneath the palm trees here. So beautiful. The only place to watch Monday Night Football. Come on down, $4 White Claws, $4 White Claw vodka, $1 off beer and wine, best happy hour in town. Already low prices. Come on down to the patio.
Old coins sitting around the house. Well, the Gold and Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Gold and Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement cost, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Well, Fitz the mortgage guy did it again. A listener heard his ad, was going to another big bank, but called Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services of Tampa, and Fitz saved him $618 on his monthly payment. Are you kidding me? Folks, that's big money. Rates are going up, they're going down, they're going all over the place. Scott will shop your loan and save you lender fees and get the best rates. Email him, scott@amstampa.com, or call 813-294-7595. That's Fitz the mortgage guy. Lots of stuff going on right now, and these rates are going all over the place. You need somebody knowledgeable in the market that will work hard for you and get you the best deal. That's my man Scott. He's done 3 loans for me, done thousands of loans for local folks here, works with a lot of the coaches and players in the area. He's the guy. 813-294-7595, or go to scott@amstampa.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show with JP on FanStream Sports.
At the Patio, 421 South MacDill. Isn't this a great place to hang out?
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, the weather's probably, 70 degrees probably? Yeah. Beautiful.
Monday Night Football tonight. Kind of a crappy game, but where else would you rather be? right here at the Patio.
Good scenery, lots of good stuff.
Probably a lot of fantasy implications for tonight's game. We got Devontae Adams playing. We got Packers and Raiders.
No Aaron Jones tonight.
Oh, no Aaron Jones.
Inactive. Inactive. But you got Garoppolo. You got Devontae. Him playing his old team for the first time.
Oh, that's right.
The Packers.
Yeah.
Revenge.
A little bit of the revenge motive.
Yeah. Yep. I still don't pick the Raiders in this game. I'm sorry.
All right. So the first thing you said to me when you walked up was like, "Did you kill Cristobal yet?" I'm like, of course. But
that a boy.
Have at it.
I mean, and now there's a story going around that the reason why they ran the ball is they're trying to get the running back 100 yards. He had 99 yards.
No way.
Danielson said that I heard Gary Danielson. He said that's kind of the story going around was they were trying to get the running back one more yard to get 100 for the game.
Because that's important.
Yeah, especially when you're 5-0 and you played like crap against Georgia Tech.
Who lost the Bowling Green by 11 the week before.
You're going to try to get your running back 100 yards.
You know, that's such a Miami mentality. It's about the individual. It's about the flash and the dash. It's not about team. It's like, got to have a 100-yard guy. It's
coaching
meaningless.
Malpractice. It's coaching malpractice. How somebody on the headset doesn't say, "What are we freaking doing here? Kneel the effing ball down and let's go home."
That's a problem. That's a problem. To me, that's a culture problem.
Yes.
If your assistant coaches don't feel like they can say, the emperor has no clothes, can't pipe up and say, hey, what are we doing here? Then you don't have good open communication. You don't have a system of trust between coaches and players and within the coaching staff. That's a red flag to me.
And if you're an NFL scout, Tyler Van Dyke's a fifth-year player, isn't he? At least a fourth-year player. Yeah. If you're Tyler Van Dyke, catch the ball and kneel down. Don't hand it off.
No. This is on the coach.
I agree.
It's not on Chaney for fumbling the ball. I saw the kid crying.
Yep.
You ought to go beat the hell out of your coach is what you ought to do.
No, you're right.
This is on nobody. This is not on the defensive back that gave up the touchdown, the one that missed the easy interception on the play before. It's on none of them. It's on Mario Cristobal.
And remember, he's not calling plays. He has nothing to do but manage the game. That's he's not the OC. He's not calling the defense. Manage the freaking game, Mario.
So as I came in, and I get it, the contract terms, whatever else, how's he's not fired yet?
Because he's got a $57 million buyout.
Wow.
Right. You can't fire him for that.
There should be, as I said with the Willie Taggart contract,
right?
There should be a few clauses in the contract of like you can be fired for absolute ineptitude. Like if you're not in the top 50 offensive efficiency or top 70 offensive efficiency or defensive efficiency, more than 1 year in a row, then your buyout is out. If you can't, and what coach is not going to agree? You're at Miami, and you can't. And that's a pretty low standard. But why can't you put standards in these contracts that if you don't reach a certain level of competence,
that's a great point.
That's just mediocre. I'm not talking top 20, like top 50, top 60. Like if you can't do that, you're not worth the $8 million. Your buyout is gone.
And the sick part is you're 5-0. You're on the cusp of the top 10. What if this game if they were to beat Carolina, Clemson, and maybe even beat a Florida State, this will keep you out of the playoff?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, I think it also exposes where Miami's at. They're not it's always weird because Miami always gets off to a good start, even in some of the Rick years.
Yep.
They'll be like 9 or 10-0, and I'm like, they're a fraud. They're a fraud.
I don't think they're national champion capable, but you never know. They could go on, but this game. This is his second time. He did it at Oregon.
See, that's crazy.
Did it at Oregon.
That's crazy.
And that's why I don't understand how. I get it. He's one of those coaching candidates out there. You're happy with him, but how does that not play against him if he's already done that at Oregon?
Because you don't want to pay $50 million to send him home.
Right, but why
if he was in year 4, year 5, maybe.
The point is, why pay him $50 million in the first place? You can't find better coaches. And like you said, they always get off to a great start, but it always comes back to what? It's not just player talent, it's coaching.
Yeah, it's
I have a coaching friend that you know as well, and I won't say his name, who told me Mario Cristobal is the worst X's and O coach in America.
It doesn't shock me. He's very charismatic, and he's a great recruiter.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you got to be a great X's and O's guy in this day and age. Just hire a great staff to do it for you, Dion. But
you have to manage the game, though.
You got to manage the game. You got to manage the game. If that's that, it's
JP,
crazy.
you know this. What if an NFL team did this? What would a locker room? There would be a mutiny.
There would be a mutiny.
A mutiny on the Buccaneers. If Todd Bowles ever did that in a situation where they're a good team like they are, there would be a absolute mutiny.
And your quarterback might, be smart enough to do it for you.
Right.
In that case. But
I can't see.
And
Baker.
I'm not putting it on Tyler Van Dyke. You do what you're told.
But man, I mean, it's just
What'd you think of FSU? I said on the morning show, I love everything about what FSU is doing. Norvell's done a hell of a job. I'm not being a jerk or a spoil brat here. I just, I thought at the beginning of the season, the two big, especially after Clemson, I'm like, those are two big wins still. There's no great team out there. You have a really great shot at the playoff. Now, this defense, week in and week out, Boston College, Virginia Tech, they can't stop a running quarterback for the life of them. They can't stop 3rd and long. They're constantly getting outflanked. It seems their matchups are always against them in a crucial situation. I just don't believe in their defense. I don't think it's a championship defense.
I worry about it as well. And I also worry about the killer instinct. You're up 22-0 against Vatek. Back in the day, that's a 52-7 W.
Yeah. And they were up same thing at Boston College.
Yeah, I mean,
same thing.
That's 52-7 all day long. When the game gets to be, 29-17 at one point before they extended it, that's the part that makes me a little nervous is that do they have the absolute killer instinct? Because they're going to be in another game or two like this, whether it's Miami, whether it's in the ACC title game.
Could be Duke if Riley Leonard gets better.
We don't know if Leonard's going to play for Duke, but I just worry about the killer instinct. They're great front runners. Can you put these teams away that you're supposed to bury?
Hey, Syracuse is coming in. It's a noon game. Yep. It's there. I know they got beat by Clemson, but and I know that. But it feels like with this defense, you can lose a game you should win.
Right? No,
because you just can't stop anybody.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
Even though they only gave up 10 points to Virginia Tech, it felt like they were running up and down the field the whole game.
You're right. No, you're
Their
right.
red zone defense has been really good, but I kind of wonder if that's just situational.
And if you haven't seen Virginia Tech play, they're terrible. They are not good. Not good at all. It's not like they're playing a mid to upper level ACC team. This is a bottom 3 team in the ACC.
Jason Powers joining us. Tell everybody about your podcast. You have a great podcast.
Yeah, Powers on Sports podcast. We talk about all the sports of the day every week. I also do a Florida Football Insiders podcast where we focus just on the state of Florida, college football. We recap all the week stuff. And I even do a dumb podcast with this guy about the Bucks.
Yes, no quarter given.
We do about the all Bucks.
Which we're about to do tonight here on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nice. All right, so let's move over to the Bucks. And there's a big game coming up here in Detroit. Creamsicle week. Everybody's excited. Woo!
They're getting some national pub. The game gets flexed to 4:00, which is a good thing.
Of course, the creamsicle is the curse that's going to kill you. But
I hope not. I hope this team is going to be healthy.
I'm not a big cream. Are you a big creamsicle guy?
I mean, once every few years I can live with it.
It's okay. Yeah,
I can
one off.
But
there's some good memories there. Maybe not so much.
You had a story that you wanted to share.
Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, I used to wear this jacket, the Buccaneer jacket, creamsicle, and I used to wear it whether they won or lost. And one day a kid decided that he was going to burn a hole in it. So he burned a hole in it, and that actually motivated me to not only wear that jacket more, but also cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here's the thing. To immortalize that jacket, so you can never get tired of it.
By the way, did you lose a cigarette bet or something? Was that like a cigarette burn?
No, I mean, listen, I got picked on when I was a kid because I was a sports nerd, sports geek, whatever. I'm okay with that. I'll embrace that. I'll take that. It just motivated me to want to do this even more, be a sports broadcaster and cover the Bucs. But I got Paul
Here
Gruber.
you are at the patio with us on a Monday night.
Happy hour,
and listen,
baby.
I'm going to be on the field on Sunday.
That's right.
There you go. So,
all you guys that picked on Peter, who's going to be on the field on Sunday?
That's right.
Doing a post-game show.
That's right.
With me.
That's right. There you go. Exactly. And Paul Gruber actually signed the jacket.
How about that?
So I got that immortalized by Paul Gruber, one of the greatest Bucks back then. It was either Paul Gruber or Mark Carrier
and where are those
or Ricky
bullies
Reynolds.
Now, Peter? Where are they now?
I have no idea where they're at, but I tell you right now, when the Bucks won the Super Bowl, I was looking for them.
They're strung out on opiates and some
living in mom's basement.
That's probably what it is right there. Exactly.
Living oxy.
Damn kid.
Debit card from the government.
He burned a hole in
look where you are.
He burned a hole in my jacket, but he also set fire in my soul here to be a sports broadcaster.
Oh, I love the metaphor.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's the one part of this team, JP, that's got to improve after the bye week?
Special teams.
Okay.
Look, I'm still not sold on the offensive line. They've got some work to do. The defensive line I'd like to see them get more pressure with 4. Kalijah Cansey could be a big help in that regard. Just against the elite teams, they're going to get pushed around a little bit. Their pass rush, I'd like to see Shaq get going a little bit.
Right.
I'd like to see that, they're going to need it all against Detroit.
You're
Detroit's
getting another
a good
physical
team.
test. This is going to be another Philadelphia Eagles offensive and defensive line kind of game against the Detroit. And the Bucs did not play very well in the trenches against the Eagles.
No. And Hutchinson's coming in here. They've got a pretty decent offensive line. It's a test. It's a big test for them. Detroit coming on the road. It's going to Old Norris Division showdown.
Yep.
No Amon-Ra St. Brown for them. Gibbs yesterday.
Right.
I don't know where they're going to be at. But it didn't matter yesterday. They still dropped 42 on the Panthers.
Right. Is Mike Evans going to be available to play?
Mike Evans going to be available to play?
Yeah.
I think teams can run the ball in the Buccaneers if they're physical up front. So, look, the Bucs are far from a finished product, and they're getting. I still think their best football is ahead of them. I think their offense is going to get better and better under Canales. The more they understand it, the better they can execute it. They're 4 games into a new system, and they're doing pretty damn well.
Right.
They put up 29 points on the freaking Saints, who or 26 points on the Saints. And by the way, Bill Belichick, please, you look awful.
When is
Get
he
some
going?
sleep, Belichick.
When is he going to be
Jesus
fired?
Christ.
When is he
Did
going
you
to
see
be
him?
fired? Yeah.
He looks awful.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he hasn't slept in about 6 months.
Is it Bailey Zappi time in New England?
It's get rid of Belichick time in New England is what it is.
Well, here's the
like
thing.
that's what I mean. That guy, the game has passed him by.
Yep.
I mean, it really has. I mean, it's the from a personnel standpoint, as the GM, he's awful and has been for a while. That's not new. Brady, Brady saved his ass. I mean, there's no he is less than mediocre without Tom Brady.
You're right.
It's not. I mean,
7 games under 500 without Tom Brady.
The evidence is in.
7 games under career without Tom Brady.
I still say at some point, like all conspiracy theories, it seems like we're going to find out that they were listening to a lot of signals on a lot of headsets over the years and won a lot of games because they were freaking cheating.
What, you had
I swear to God.
Spygate, Inflategate, you had all kinds of gate. The only gate you didn't have was Watergate.
They've proven that from an ethical and a moral standpoint, they'll do anything to win.
Right.
In terms of cheating and stealing signs and hooking into people's headsets, which has always been, up in New England, has always been, And I once asked a communications guy, I said, that worked for the Bucs in the NFL here, does all the headsets here. And I asked him, I said, if you wanted to tap into the other team's headsets, could you do it? He's like, oh yeah, easy. If you wanted to,
right.
He goes, you could. You might be found out, like the NFL might find out. But if you wanted to, you could definitely do it. It wouldn't be that hard. So I don't put anything past them. I don't want to, crap on their legacy.
Right.
But I'm sorry. He's woefully bad without Tom Brady.
Well, you can't develop a young quarterback either, and he fails to do that with the Mac Jones, who in the offseason they had all kinds of problems. We heard about the rumors how supposedly Belichick wanted to trade him. I mean, this sounds familiar before because Belichick wanted to trade Tom Brady and keep Jimmy Garoppolo. But that has been the biggest indictment at this point, not only with not being able to develop a young quarterback after Tom Brady, but also the drafts that they've had have not been good.
Terrible. He's like Gruden as a GM.
Yeah.
Say what you want. Good coach. X's and O's, great coach. But as a personnel guy, below average at best.
No, and I've always said this, in the NFL, you can't do it all. I know Parcells said you got to at least let me shop for the groceries. But in this day and age, there's too many conflicts of interest, with the coaches and players and then playing time if you're going to be a personnel guy as well. GM's got a GM, coaches got a coach, players got to play. And when Brady tried to be the coach and GM and the player, it didn't work out and evidently, run who the head coach is too. didn't work out so well.
Right. And the Bucs are paying the salary cap price of it this year.
Yeah, it's dysfunctional. But it just and getting back to the Bucs, now that you look at this team with all the salary cap that they're eating, and I said from the very beginning, what are the young players going to do? That's what you need to watch this year. How much better are these young players going to get? Because that's going to be your foundation for the next Super Bowl run.
Yes.
And 4 games in, what are your thoughts on the young players? I'll say first and second year players.
What I like is that most of those guys are on offense. The Raheem Jarrett's, the Palmers, the Cody Mauchs, where the defense has most of the veteran guys. Most of the salary cap is spent on the defense, which is I think this year, especially if the Bucs are going to make some hay, it's going to be defensively. The offense is going to come around with a new system. So I think give Jason Light and that staff credit. 6 undrafted free agents make the team, and several of those guys are Izzian.
Great player.
Raheem Jarrett's starting to play a little bit at wide receiver. You got guys that are give them credit for scouting these guys. I mean, it's a hell of a job by that personnel department.
And it was pointed out the other day, and this is in care of Joe Bucs fan, that the Bucs have the most draft picks since 2014 from first round to like 5th or 6th round that are still productive on their team. So Jason Light is doing lots of work. He's done lots of work, and a lot of people don't give him credit for it because, again, you have the human turnstile and Donovan Smith, but people forget about Ali Marpet. People forget about Alex Kappa. People forget about Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean and even Sean Murphy-Bunting, who contributed to that Super Bowl, and Devin White and Vita Vea. That's Jason Light. That's not him.
He's done a great job.
And we all think the guy that we think has a huge potential hasn't even played, Diaby. Dennis and Diaby haven't even contributed yet.
Yep.
Or Kalijah Kancey.
Right. I mean, those are the upper-end draft picks that we're going to get some production, hopefully, after this bye week. So, again, and I'll give him credit, too. We realized Luke Gedeke wasn't a guard. We don't know if he's a great right tackle yet, but
we kind of knew that from the beginning.
But he's admitted a mistake and moved him out to his more. We're going to see if he can be a player or not. He's done okay. He hadn't been great, but he's done okay at right tackle. Moving Wirfs to left tackle, and again, I think you got an opportunity here. If health is going to be the issue with the Buccaneers this year, because the young depth is always tricky.
Yeah.
If they can stay healthy with their veteran guys, I think they got a great chance to win that division.
I think it goes back to Kancey. I mean, you don't really know what you got there, but you saw some flashes of brilliance, and the reason why you draft him 19th overall is because he can get after it, and also you can help your rotation out on that defensive line. And if there's anything out there like pass rush, you always need pass rush, especially with the weather, although the weather right now is really nice.
It's beautiful.
Hopefully it stays like this.
For a 425 game, a nice 72-degree evening, that would be wonderful.
Can it be like that? Can it be like that
I haven't
on Sunday?
checked the forecast, but doubtful. I mean, hope it's not, really, because, here comes an indoor team from up north.
A hot game. You
we want a hot
degrees.
Game.
Right.
Yeah, because I tell you what, the Bears, they were in the emergency cold tub was full after the game for the Bears. They were
guys getting sick.
Guys taking numbers to get in the emergency cold tub.
I heard Brisker was out somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be the night before. That's the reason why he was sick.
Oh, did he have a little 2001 flu? Did he?
Oh, that's
Peter Blake country over there.
Yeah,
man.
all right.
Now,
You've been up in the spaceship, have you now?
No.
All right.
We all know.
Hey, whatever it takes. It's always been a winning edge for NBA teams in Atlanta. Absolutely, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's whatever it takes.
What's your thought on the Dolphins? Sustainable?
No. They're a good team. They're fast. They're flashy. And, you know what? Miami, the Dolphins perfectly represent their city.
You're a South Florida guy.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I totally disavow.
No more?
Totally disavow.
No more South Florida for you?
Totally. Well, you know what? When I was growing up there in the 70s and 80s, it was fantastic.
Right.
Great place to be. Let's just say it's changed dramatically. It's awful down there. It's disgusting. But anyway, it is what it is. It's a wannabe LA. It's flash and dash, right? It's nice. The shiny things are fast. Like, ooh, they score 70 points. Ooh. And then they get their ass handed to them by the Bills. They're just, they're fast. But when somebody hits them in the mouth,
right,
they're gonna lay down like the fast cute little Dolphins that they are. Yep. They're gonna lay down. They got no backbone. Their defense is not good. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
And their rookie Devin Chain or Chan, I think it is. He looks
A-Chain.
A-Chain. Okay, well he looks a lot like
Fast
Warwick Dunn
mofo.
there, 28. Kind of looks like Warwick Dunn, but He's being examined for a knee injury.
7
touchdowns in the last 3 games.
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast, but
you lose him. That's
soft.
a big-time loss. And they're
exactly small
right.
and they're fast.
Yeah.
That doesn't last in the NFL.
And the other team that we're going to see in the state of Florida, we're going to see the Jaguars down the road. They're finally getting their act together a little bit. Nice win against Buffalo yesterday.
I think the Jags are a more talented, I think the Jags have a better roster than the Dolphins. So, I mean, the Dolphins, you hang 70, and everybody's like, oh, my God. Well, look, go watch that game, by the way. The Broncos were in that game at halftime.
Right.
And they just got ridiculous in the second half, and nobody wanted to tackle, and they scored 70. Makes people crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're fast. If you don't pay attention, they'll run right by you.
And the Giants are terrible yesterday. They're bad.
They're terrible.
They're a finesse team. That would be the Dolphins. And you're exactly right. The Giants are terrible. 28 sacks they've already given up on that offensive line. Daniel Jones is not, the main culprit. It's the offensive line. But once again, if he feels pressure, he starts to turn into Danny Turnover. He starts to turn into a guy that's taking lots of sacks and seeing lots of ghosts. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I knew the Giants were going to be good. I knew they were.
The Jags helped Buffalo to 7 points through 3 quarters yesterday.
Yeah.
The Jags played really well on defense.
Well,
that's a weird deal, though.
They had an advantage, though. They're in London, so you don't have to travel, by the way.
How does one team get to stay in London and the other team has to travel to London? That is so unfair.
Yep.
That is so ridiculously unfair.
Maybe because the NFL wants the Jaguars.
Throw that game
London
out.
Eventually.
Just throw that game out. Now Buffalo, when we play Buffalo next after
2 Thursdays from this week.
Yeah.
So about 2.5 weeks.
Right.
Thursday night are up in Buffalo.
Yeah, so they'll be off this week, right?
I don't know if teams have options whether you don't have to necessarily be off after the London game. Some teams can take it. I don't know if the Buffalo's off or not. I'd have to look at the schedule. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to obviously be a tough game. But they just lost Matt Milano,
right?
Who was the heart and soul of their defense. They lost. Who's the other?
Daquan Jones.
Yeah, Daquan Jones.
Yep,
so
their
injuries will tell the story in the league, man. Injuries will tell the story, and right now, the Bucs have been pretty good.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah. So it's a huge part of it, and so when you handicap this game, Jason, with the Lions, how do you? And we got to know what's going on with them. Is Amon-Ra St. Brown going to?
Jameer Gibbs going to play.
Jameer Gibbs going to play. Both of those guys are game changers.
Yep.
So that's
and is Evans going to from our end?
Is Evans going to play?
That's a huge factor. Detroit 3.5 point favorites.
I'll trade Amon-Ra St. Brown for Mike Evans.
Would you do that?
I think I would.
I'm not ready to do that.
Other question is, are you paying Mike Evans
what he deserves, which is not $25 million, by the way?
20-ish. 2 years, $40 million.
See the last game?
I did.
See the last game?
I did.
Wait,
I did.
3 catches for 40 yards. Now he was dominating Marshawn Lattimore
before
he goes out.
I'm sorry, the Eagles game.
Yeah,
which is 2 years, $40 million today. Extend
Oh yeah.
2 years and 40, guaranteed 40.
I would do that.
I would too.
Absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
I'd do that too.
I don't want to get into 3, 4, and 5 years.
Right.
Not with a guy with bad hamstrings.
Great Buccaneer, tremendous.
Dude, people think when you say, "Oh, I don't want to pay him," that you're being a jerk. He's earned it. I'm sorry. This is the NFL. This is the business that you signed up for. Okay, Mike Evans has made $110 million in this league,
and he's made every bit of the $82 million he just signed.
Every bit of it.
So that's the beauty. I mean, you can't say that they screwed him right in there.
No, listen, and he 2 years, 40. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to handicap my franchise and pay him, till he's 35 years old, $25-30 million a year, just because he deserves it. No, I'm sorry. You can't pay for past production if you want to be a good football team. If the Bucs are going to be a Super Bowl team, that's any Buck fan that says that is just saying it's more important to me that you pay Mike Evans than it is to win a Super Bowl. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, I agree.
That
you can't do it that
I hate to be mean about it, but all you just pay him, people. How much? How long?
Right.
You don't care about winning a Super Bowl then. You just care about paying Mike Evans. I'm not in that camp. Sorry. Mike and his family are going to do fine if he doesn't get $75 million guaranteed.
Antoine Winfield's got to get paid this year.
That's right.
Tristan Wirfs has got to get paid this year, and those aren't going to be. Tristan especially is going to be $25 to $30 million a year.
And that doesn't mean that I think less of Mike Evans. Right. I think he's one of the greatest Buccaneers of all time. Ring of Honor. Probably needs a couple more good seasons to be Hall of Fame for me. But I couldn't love the guy anymore. Great community guy, all that stuff. But that's different than me giving him money that is going to handicap your team from being a
Don't
Super Bowl
overpay. Pay
contender.
Him. He's 32 years old. Pay him a nice salary, maybe a little bit more than maybe you want to, which is, again, 2021, I can live, but you can't be over 25. 25 is too much.
No. Well, and you're also going to have to possibly pay Baker Mayfield, because if he continues to perform the way he's performing, then, of course, that market is there. You're not going to pay him Dak Prescott money, but you're still going to have to pay him at the end of it. So
yeah, you're paying your quarterback $4 million. Well, actually, you're paying your quarterback $39 million right now because you're paying Tom Brady $35.
Correct.
Wow.
Back to your question about the game Sunday. I think the Buccaneers are in a good spot. They're going to be rested. Again, the running game. We've talked about it. Can Canales get – you don't have to run for a ton of yards, but you got to be able to run the ball effectively enough to open up that play action in the bootlegs and all that stuff, in my opinion, with
which
Baker.
I think they did much better. They're getting better at it, and that's when I say this offense is going to get better. A lot of that is the offensive line and the running backs understanding the timing of a lot of these plays, which the timing is everything, where you got guards pulling, tight ends pulling. You got to hit it right at the right moment, being able to see the cutback. All that stuff takes time to develop in chemistry and reps. You got to get a lot of reps in games to get better at that, and it's going to take some time. This offense should be way better at the end of the season. Yeah, which is what we said before the season. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of we talked about this before the season. I said the Bucs are going to be an 8, 9, 10, 11 – I didn't say 8, 9, 10, 11 win team. They're not going to be in the Caleb sweepstakes.
No, I never
They're better than that. I said Baker Mayfield's going to have a really good year. I like him. And there's a lot of people that poo-pooed that. They said, nah, a lot of really experienced people don't do it. A lot of really experienced people in the NFL, locally, a lot of people were like, this team's trash. I'm like, nah, you're wrong. I think they're proven
that might be the best free agent signing in the league at $4 million.
Oh my God, yeah. Yes.
It is
for
now.
The production you've gotten.
And one of the reasons I thought he was going to be good is because I looked at the same reason that I thought Brady was going to be good. Is people say, he's shot. When he first got here, remember that? Right. His arm is shot. I'm like, go look at go watch some tape his last year at New England. He wasn't the problem. The crap around him was the problem. He could still zip it with the best of them. So people thinking he didn't have the arm, I'm like, nah, you're wrong. And then you go watch Baker. Go watch Baker from last year with the Rams. Running around, making plays, strong arm, very athletic, very mobile. People, 4 teams in 1 year. I'm like, that doesn't matter. Right. That's just a narrative.
Yep.
Go watch the freaking tape. Go listen to Sean McVay talk about Baker Mayfield. Go do your due diligence and go. He was a first-round pick for the first overall pick for a reason. The guy's got a hell of an arm. He knows how to play football. He's super smart. And people had issues with him with, planting the flag. I'm like, didn't bother me.
Right.
You want to listen to Colin Cowherd? Go ahead. He's usually wrong.
Decision making.
Lots.
First, second read, throw the ball away. Check it down. That's what he's doing an excellent job. If he'll keep doing that, and Canales is trying to – I think the offense is simplistic enough, but enough complexity to make it 1-2 read, check it down.
Yeah, or run.
Which
he's done great.
Right.
And then on top of it, third down, your money down there, he's completing what? 75, 76% completion.
Best third down passer in the game and runner.
Yeah.
Best third down quarterback in the game.
It's been
and you
huge
have a
with
good
this
enough
offense.
defense where a punt is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
If you punt on fourth down, play some field position. We got a good kicker. Again, another under-the-radar signing, Chase McLaughlin.
Yeah, wow. How big has he been?
I mean,
Huge.
A guy that can make the 50-plus yard kick, and you saw what he
Zion
did.
McCollum becoming a player.
Yep.
How about that draft pick?
Yeah.
No, it's no doubt.
Looking good, Jason Light. I tell you what, we do have Baker Mayfield's sound if you want to go out to
Yeah, let's do that.
Pat McAfee.
Let's
All right.
do that, yeah.
Talking about his experience there with the Cleveland Browns, how he was injured, and how he expected something different. This is what he had to say here, once again, on the Pat McAfee Show.
Okay. So let's talk about that. So I grew up in Pittsburgh. Tevin grew up in Pittsburgh. So we very much understand the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns rivalry, okay? Whenever you're born, growing up, you hate Cleveland. I assume it's the same way in Cleveland. I didn't grow up there. But in Pittsburgh, you hate the city, you hate the team. When the Cleveland Browns left, everybody in Pittsburgh laughed in Cleveland's face, did not feel bad. Browns come back, same situation. So for you to be the Cleveland Browns quarterback that is able to win a playoff game in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, so not only go to the playoffs, win a playoff game against the Steelers, it felt like at that moment we were all like, well, football gods just said, hey, this guy's going to be in Cleveland forever. Yep. This is the Browns guy. This is his moment. And then just a couple years later, you're to the Panthers, and then you're to the Rams, and now you're the Bucs. Did you feel a moment in time, you don't have to say exactly when it was, where you knew maybe this wasn't going to be my forever home? And what was it from the outside looking in? We're very confused by it all. Just want to let you know that.
I think I'm still confused too.
Okay.
Makes sense.
No, I think towards the end there, I played 2021 with a pretty much torn apart shoulder, and I was excited to be, get the surgery, get healthy, and get another shot to try and get back to that 2020 form. But that wasn't their plan, and I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason. Now, the roller coaster I went on after that was a little bit nuts for me. It gave me a good perspective, being in Carolina, trying to be a good mentor to a couple guys, and just a different perspective on it. Take a step back, be a good leader, and then also at the same time, then going to LA, it was like, all right, looking at each other, I got a 5-game season here, let's make the most of it and pad the resume.
Yeah, well, let's pad the resume quickly, because the only thing we just lost corn dog paper.
Oh, no.
Corn dog paper coming around Texas State Fair. I think there's going to be a lot of that, but we are sorry that we contributed to that.
Yeah, Baker, you didn't say it because you're a professional, but I'll say it. That place stinks. Just so.
What place?
Cleveland.
Tony, Steelers fan. Yeah.
Come on, Cleveland. But how nice is it when you go to Tampa and you automatically, and then you just have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on the outside? Like, was that like, when you got there, you're like, holy shit, these two are awesome? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that was a big deciding factor for me. Those guys are studs, man. Two of the best to ever do it. And just seeing them in person, they're so much fun to watch. The work ethic, I mean, the talent speaks for itself, but seeing how meticulous they are about their craft, it's fun to watch.
Jason Light said that you were flirting with them. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
He said that it felt like you also wanted to be a Buccaneer throughout the entire process.
Yeah.
Is that true? And are Mike Evans and Godwin a big part of the reason why? And how many other places were you thinking?
Ultimately, it was a pretty easy decision. I mean, it came down to them and just a couple others, but really it was
a couple others. So you're about to say.
No. I want to let that one slip. But it came down to no one. I mean, they didn't have the best year last year, but they were so banged up, so many injuries, and I just knew they had a great young core, but also the veteran leadership that was still going to be there, the key pieces that you need to win, and so it was an easy decision for me.
All right, so there you go. Welcome back.
I want to hear him talk about the Bucs.
Well, you talked about the Bucs there, but here's another clip here of him talking about the Bucs and how satisfied he is right now. Here we go.
BS. Okay. So let's talk about that. So I grew up in Pittsburgh. Kevin grew up in.
That's not the same. That's not the one. I got to get that one. I don't know where it's at.
It's one to the left there? I think it's one to the left.
Yeah, I thought it was that one, but it's not.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and find it really quick.
Don't worry about it. We got to take a break anyway. We'll take a break. Jason, thanks for jumping in, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
You picking the Bucs over the Lions?
I like the 3.5.
Home dog.
Home dogs, exactly.
Home dog in a prime time
at 4 o'clock.
4:25.
I'll take the Bucs 20. I think the Bucs passing game is going to get Detroit.
Ooh.
You're not going to run the ball for a ton of yards. Bucs 27, Lions 17.
Devin Tompkins, big day. Watch. All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming.
Anytime.
Come stick around for the big contest. We got 2 Lightning tickets to give away. Lower Bowl for tomorrow night, 6:45. We got a trivia question. Must be present to win these tickets, so get your ass down here to the Patio, 421 South MacDill. We'll have a little trivia question for you, so come on down. Get those 2 tickets.
Do you have any old coins sitting around the house? Well, the Gold and Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Golden Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Hey guys, are you experiencing those feelings of getting older, lower sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, or you just don't feel like you had the vitality you once had? It's a chronic problem here in the United States. You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well, so do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Look, testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability, not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Folks, I've been on testosterone therapy for over 6 years, and it is a life changer. You will feel and look better than you did 10 years ago. Give them a call at 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. Tell them JP sent you for priority scheduling. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group, Jeeves. Call for a free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. We're local, we're trusted. The law firm brings over 80 years of combined legal experience focusing on clients in Tampa Bay, the state of Florida, and national class action cases. If you're injured, get that free case evaluation, no cost to you. The Jeeves Law Group's focus is on auto, truck, and motorcycle accidents, as well as class action and consumer protection law. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. You hear him on the show all the time. Great guy, big Gator fan, and great for the community. The Jeeves Law Group is a highly skilled team with years of experience that will apply their skills, expertise, and knowledge to assist individuals who have been in an accident with compensation for damages, lost wages, medical expenses, pain and suffering, and property damage. Get that free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES.
Coming back at you. Now, more with JP on FanStream Sports. It's only just begun.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here for the Patio, our Monday Night Football watch party brought to you by the great folks at White Claw. Come on down for the $4 White Claw seltzers, White Claw vodkas, also $1 off all beer and wine, the great happy hour each and every day here from 3 o'clock to 7:30 at the Patio. The weather has turned, so it's a beautiful time to be beneath the palm trees here. Oh, it's so nice outside. Beautiful. Come on down, have a beer, do a little happy hour. And at 6:45, we got people in place now. We have people in place.
We do.
They're getting here for the trivia question. You come on down. You still got a few minutes. We got Monday Night Football time. Packers and Raiders, by the way.
Yes.
We're going to do a trivia
How happy
question.
are you?
My bad.
Yes, very happy. We'll do a little trivia question and 2 lower bowl tickets to tomorrow night's opener.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to play
Which
these
is going to be
comments.
a hell. Like, we got a lot of stuff planned. 1 o'clock, it all starts on Fort Thunder Rally. I say we, the Lightning, because if you don't know, I work for the Lightning. I do the pregame and intermission stuff.
Lightning Vision there
Lightning
does
Vision,
a tremendous job.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So we got 2:30, the blue carpet walk begins.
Okay.
So all the players will be coming in. They're picking out their outfits now as we speak. They will be just absolutely dialed up to the nines.
Okay.
My good friend David Kahn over at Bespoke & Company, who does a lot of my custom suits. Does at cost, by the way. But Cooper and Vasilevsky and a bunch of the guys get their suits made at Bespoke & Company. Does a great job. So I still get them at cost, right there. Go watch what these guys are wearing. That's worth it right there. 2:30, and then 3:30. Big Boy's going to play. Okay. Grammy Award-winning artist Big Boy will be playing for about an hour or so on the.
Big Boy from Outkast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy.
Free.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
Well,
why would you do that? That's not even needed.
Well,
that wasn't even. Why would you give that?
I want to say holy, but I couldn't say it.
No, that should be like a horn.
Oh, well, it should be a horn. Actually, you know what? So here's the air horn.
Big boy.
How about that?
That's even better. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, it's going to be a great game. Great fun. Get there early. 5:30 puck drop. Don't forget, 5:30 puck drop. Don't be late, people. I want to see half the lower bowl empty when the puck drops. We don't need that. Plus, at 5:15, my pregame show on the big board.
Of course.
You got to see that.
Come on.
And then we've got, but seriously, we got all these incredible. We got a new $3 million sound system. Did I mention that?
You did.
Mr. Vennick is invested in.
Yes.
So, and the edit, we're going to have the great opens. We got great surprises for who's going to, hit the Tesla coils and all that stuff. We make it a party. We make it an experience for every game, but this game especially. It's the home opener, ESPN. We're going to rock the house.
Yes, absolutely. That's the way to do it. You're doing it right. So good stuff there. Yes.
By the way, the roster is out.
Okay.
Lightning Insider. Lightning Insider. Eric Erlinson,
who you had on today.
Yeah, just put it out. So if
another good guest.
And ABB's on the roster, which is interesting. Alex Barboulay, but they'll probably be put on waiver. Well, tomorrow, Vasilevsky will be transferred to long-term injury, so they'll probably put ABB on waivers at that point. But as it stands now, Stamkos, Point, Kucherov, Hagel, Cirelli, Sheary, Asimov, Paul, Janot, Glendening, Mott, Marilla, and Watson get those last two spots. Marilla and Watson, who we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Valtteri Marilla.
We heard this from our buddy there, Zach Mitchell, who said this the other day. He mentioned it. He thought that he was going to make the team, and sure enough, Zach Mitchell, I don't know where you're at, but you were absolutely correct about that. And who do you feel like is going to take that role of losing a Killorn, losing a Maroon? Who takes that role? In your opinion, is it a Janot? That's the reason why you get him in the first place?
Well, Cirelli, I think, will be take Killorn's spot on the top power play unit.
Right.
And, love his ability to go behind the net, dig out the puck, great passer, rebounds in front, knock him in, I think he'll be phenomenal at that. I think he'll be really, really good at that. That's going to get his numbers up and probably get him a little bit more national attention that he so richly deserves. So I think a big year for Cirelli. I think, Austin Watson makes the team on the PTO tryout, which was, I thought, really, really cool. This guy, he's a brawler, man, but he's got some offensive skills, can get you 9-10 goals.
Yeah.
But he just makes the Lightning harder to play against. Marilla is just a relentless forechecker, really good on the forecheck. Probably going to learn, he's got to learn to play over here, but he's got all the skills. They love this guy. 6'2", 210 pounds, skates really, really well, good skills. Comes from the Finnish league where he won 2 championships the last 2 years.
Wow.
So he's a winner, knows how to win. And then you got who else? Glendening. We talked about him. Dave Randorf talked about Glendening being a great
in the league.
face-off guy, especially on the PK. Win those face-offs, clear the zone.
You need that. You need a guy that can win face-offs because that's what it comes down to. Anytime, if you got a guy that's going to win face-offs and your team wins face-offs, then they control the puck. I mean, it's just that simple.
Especially on the penalty kill when you got to get a big kill and to win that cleanly and get it out of the zone. That's something that the Lightning really struggled with, and they addressed that, I think, with Glendening. So, and then it's going to come down to
how
the goals.
Happy are you?
Oh, sorry.
You want to play that, don't you?
Yeah,
you already played that one.
No, this is not the one. This is the different one here.
Okay. All right. So this is Baker talking about the Bucks.
Yes, it is.
Right, let's listen.
All right.
How happy are you that it is working the way it's working in Tampa Bay?
Yes.
I mean, we'll dive into a bunch because we've obviously followed from afar and we're big fans of yours. But how happy are you about life right now as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback?
I'm loving it. I mean, I think that's an understatement, but it's a great organization. The people are great. They know how to win. They know that it's all about winning. So I'm having fun again. I was telling people it kind of reminds me back at Oklahoma. It's just get the best guys in the field, all about football, no BS, and let's just get after it.
How happy?
And that's why I wanted to play it, because he says it's going back to Oklahoma days again. It feels like Oklahoma, no BS, like there was in Cleveland. I definitely wanted to play that because I think that was interesting in itself. And I think that's the big-time key with Baker. They're letting Baker be Baker. There's no BS there. He knows what his role is. He's got the opportunity. This may be his last team, although if he continues to perform the way he's going to, or the way he is, he's going to get that second contract.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he's definitely starting to prove himself again in a situation where it's no BS. Like he said, and I love that. I love the way he described the culture.
Right.
It's like Oklahoma. It's all about winning, no BS, none of this, silliness that you see at other places. I like that.
Right.
I like that, and this Bucks team gives you that sense.
Yep.
It's all business. It's no. I think that's a little.
It's guys with chips on their shoulder, right? You got Devin White who wants a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
You got Mike Evans who wants to be paid, who's got a chip on his shoulder. You've got this whole coaching staff, namely a Todd Bowles, who everybody's like, well, he's on the hot seat. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think the players right now, it's a direct reflection of a Todd Bowles. With all these players with a chip on their shoulder, they got something to prove. That, I believe, has made them better. That has made them more dangerous because they have nothing to lose besides the fact they have something to prove.
I'm going to say, is there a little bit more to that clip, or is that it? Was that it?
That was it, yeah. Yeah.
We've heard this from a couple of guys, and I've heard it privately from some other guys and people within the team. And I told you about this from the very beginning.
Yeah.
The very beginning.
Sure.
All the shenanigans that went on last year that surrounded Brady, and I'm not necessarily blaming. Well, but yeah, Brady it needs to be blamed.
How can you not blame him? There was a distraction.
He's the reason there was a
process.
coaching change. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Correct.
He's the reason that all the dysfunction happened. He's the reason that Byron Leftwich was kept around. He's the reason that the offense sucked last year. It is what it is. I'm here to tell you he's the greatest player in the history of the game. There's no question about it. But last year sucked. It sucked, and it sucked because of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And these guys that were here last year have something to prove. When they talk about it's all business, it's all, we're all about winning. It's not about, who's getting the credit. It's not about, game day. It's not about who's, coming here to do interviews with Tom Brady and everybody talking about Tom and Tom this and Tom that.
Yep.
And that's not necessarily his fault. That's the media just always asking. Every question has to be about Tom. Every question has to some way be related to Tom. They were so effing sick of that.
Of course they were.
That when he says it's all business now, everybody's pulling in the same direction, that's what he's talking about.
Right.
That's what he's talking about. And as I said it before the season, it's a powerful, powerful force. When you got in the NFL, when you got a reason, you got something to prove where it's not just, playing for a contract or money or this, that, and the other, where you can bring a group around a common cause.
Yeah.
And that's powerful. And Todd Bowles is the understated coach, which, by the way, I think is a big part of it. Todd Bowles probably feels he was wronged. And I kind of misread that a little. I'll take the mea culpa for this. I blamed Bowles too much for last year. That's on me. Because I thought, he should have fired. If your offense coordinator is not listening to you,
be fair, you had some of those questionable decisions. Clock.
He didn't manage the games well.
No,
I'm not going to take that away.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I know where you were going with it, but you're exactly right. He was put into a situation where, at the end of the day, you're answering to who? The greatest of all time, and Tom Brady. Plus,
you're going to tell him no?
Right, you're not going to tell him no. The organization didn't tell him no. That's why BA is not there anymore. I mean, I get that. I understand that. You're going to you're going to treat players differently. We heard that from Jimmy Johnson some years ago with, I'm going to treat a superstar differently from a guy who's just a guy.
Which, of course, you do.
Right.
That's good coaching. If you're treating everybody the same, you're not, and that you have to do it in the right way. You have to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
And that because that can create problems as well. You want to hear from Devin White?
Let's hear from Devin White. Here we go.
It's from today.
Last week, I can tell you that. At first, I was kind of mad that we had an early bye, but with me sustaining the injury in the Eagles game, I kind of needed it. So, it was a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Good time for this bye because you come in with a lot of guys banged up on this team.
Yeah, I mean, we in the trenches. We play hard. You know, we had a lot of guys going down, but we was able to, use that time and get back healthy. And we were still playing good ball. You know, we had a lot of guys filling in and actually doing a great job and improving from last year when they had to fill in. You know, one guy coming to mind, Zion, he played like a beast. And, I mean, he deserved to be on the field somewhere because he was making plays and he stepped in for us.
How crucial is that depth in the defensive secondary then?
I think it's real good because, those guys play a hard position, the hardest position on the field. You know, they running with their back to the ball, and the receivers know where they're going, but the DBs don't. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we need as many bodies as possible.
Devin, it's preschool week. Everyone was rocking the Bucko Bruce helmets today. How'd you feel wearing it?
I was clean. I got a gold visor going on mine. I thought I had the swaggiest one. But at the end of the day, man, we still got to get this win. I think that's way more important than what uniform we wearing, just because we was on the road, we was getting back going. We getting a lot of guys back healthy. So we need the most important win in those jerseys.
Win against the Saints on the road, which is so difficult. What can that do for you guys coming back home? You're going to have a lot of fired up fans. They're excited about the Creamsicle, facing a really tough line.
Beating the Saints was definitely a confidence boost for our team, just knowing how that game always go back and forth. But, the way that we handled ourselves, the way that we was able to pull away from them and just stay poised just tells you a lot about this team. In the building, we just got each other back and we just going to keep fighting. And I think being in front of our own home crowd, getting the feed off their energy, I think we'll play even better.
And if you, I know it's very early this season, but if you go back to last year compared to this
Don't sell your tickets, please. Don't let Detroit fans come down here and fill the stands. Stop it.
Please don't.
I attribute it most importantly to the players, but also to the coaching staff. When we highlighted goals and put stuff on the board that we needed to get better at, that was one of the main emphasis, making people kick three or even getting takeaways. We pride ourselves on not letting them get in the paint, as we call it. But, the men in the building, they bought in. Everybody bought in. We playing hard. We playing fast and physical. And, man, we doing what we supposed to do on the defensive side of the ball. And the offense, man, they doing a tremendous job. It's not turning it over and, capitalizing off the opportunities that we get them and off their own opportunities. So, we're just playing complimentary football right now.
You guys did such a great job against Camaro. A couple weeks ago, Philadelphia ran the ball well. This team just loves to line up and run. Does this feel like another one of those games?
Man, another one in the row. But it's good. I think Philly, they schemed us up pretty good. We was in low fronts. They was running the ball on 3rd and 6, and that's credit to them. That's why they're a great ball club. But if we ever see them again, we'll kind of be ready to play chess with them, like those guys doing over there. But, man, coming in against the Saints, we knew they was going to try to get Kamara going, as they should. He's their barrel cow. And I told them we was going to make it hard on them all night. I said, man, I know you mad at your first game against me and Levante. So, it was fun. It's always fun to going against, my opinion, I think he's the best back in the league, just because of his versatility. He can go out, catch the ball. He had the most catches, I want to say, against us. And he can rush the ball, and he's very shifty in the run game. So, man, hats off to him. And obviously, we got to see him again, so we can't get too high or too low off that win because, karma can come back and get you.
The only guy in here to wear the creamsicle was your partner, Levante David, who's been around that long. You got to look at his stats, and he's 28 tackles or 27. Does it still amaze you that he's able to play at this level?
It don't amaze me because of the work that he put in, but I think the thing is he always telling me like, yeah, I just got one more year. I'm gonna play with you one more year, and then it's like that one more year keep coming. So, man, it's just making me happy for my future, knowing that we're similar players and, the longevity that he's had in this league and at a high level production-wise, man, I'm just feeding off his energy and hopefully he's feeding off mine. And I'm trying to squeeze as many years as I can because it's always good having a great counter partner, and I don't think they get no better than Levante David.
All right, so there you go, right there from Devin White today.
Well, he better pick up his game if he wants to be.
Well, hopefully he's healthy.
David.
That bye week comes at the perfect time because he hasn't necessarily, like you said, he hasn't played his best game. Although the stats will show that him and David played well versus Kamara and shutting him down with, keeping everything in front of them. I know what you're saying. He's got to play better, and I agree. He's got to play better, but also
I'm not hating on Devin White. The Eagles game was an abomination,
right?
And if you can't play,
shouldn't have been out there.
That's got to be on top bowls, or maybe they didn't have anybody who could play that particular game. I know Servassier has been hurt, so maybe they had nobody else to play.
I guess KJ Wright is not in their plans of being a guy that they're going to depend on in the future.
I don't know what's going on there, but he shouldn't have been out there.
Right.
Last week, honestly, was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't anybody who thought Devin White played great last week. Go look at the tape.
Right.
He can be so much better. And that's what distresses me about Devin. He can be so much better. I've seen him play. When he plays within himself and he plays smart, he can be better.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't. He's not consistent, and he can't get off a block. How could you play middle linebacker and not be able to shed a block? Like, it's unbelievable.
That's the problem with paying White that much money.
You
cannot
about pay him that much.
$20 million.
As much as I love him, and he's got a better. First of all, his offseason attitude sucked, and I'm not one of those people who's just, I apologize. Okay, why'd you do it? Like, grow up with the social media stuff. And you're not like, you want to talk about being about Levante David, then be a pro. Adopt the way Levante carries himself. The way he prepares, the way he goes out and plays and knows exactly what other teams are doing, because you don't. They take advantage of you every chance they can because they know you're over aggressive, and you don't study either you don't study the game tape or you don't know what's coming at you.
You're not good in coverage. That's what it comes down to. If you're a middle linebacker and sometimes you're playing Tampa 2 or you're playing, any cover 2, you got to be better in coverage.
Yeah,
and that's a weakness that a lot of teams try to expose with their tight ends and with their running backs. So we'll see. But, he's got lots to prove, and we keep on talking about it. When is he going to get back to that 2020 postseason where he was taking over games and being dominant? And I think a lot of Bucs fans got spoiled and said, okay, he can do that. Now what's the next progression? Can he get even better? And honestly, he hasn't. He's actually regressed.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not hating on him. You watch the tape. He's got to be better.
If
you want to be Levante David and have that long of a career, you got to be more consistent. You got to be better. It can't be about the bag for you, because that's what it seems like for Devin White. To me, for him, it's all about the money.
That's it.
It's all about the money. And if you're playing just for money, you're not going to be Levante David.
At the beginning of this whole process, and I wasn't one that was, on that, that thing where you draft him number 5. I wanted, Quinnen Williams. I wanted Josh Allen, because I don't believe you draft a linebacker.
Agreed.
Maybe I was wrong.
Agreed.
But the whole big story was he wanted $100 million. He wanted to be the first linebacker that made $100 million. So are we really shocked by the fact that he's all about the bag, that he's all about the money? No, because this is what he came in with. We knew that he was raw. We knew that he played a lot of running back in college, and he was later on a linebacker. He's got to develop those skills. I'm not surprised by any of this, and maybe the Bucs move on, but I will say this. I kind of wonder what that meeting room is going to be like, where that Todd Bowles favors him.
Of course.
And that Todd Bowles has to have him in this defense, and Jason Light's there and saying, listen, we got a price tag. So you wonder how that conversation is going to go.
It's not going on
in the
offseason. It's not going on now.
I'm not trying to
Everybody's
create
playing
anything.
Football.
I'm just saying it's
not. He
going
got his
to
attitude
come up
right
eventually.
He got his attitude right.
Right.
They're playing football now.
Right.
But if you want to be Levante David, you got to be a hell of a lot better than you are now.
Right.
And you comport yourself much differently than you have so far. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give away these tickets.
Yeah.
Lower level tickets for the Tampa Bay Lightning opening game tomorrow night at Amalie Arena, 5:30 puck drop. Don't forget, for ESPN, they're opening the season, the big triple header on ESPN. So if you're not here, get your butt down here. You got 3 minutes in this break. We're going to give a trivia question. We got some people lined up, getting ready to go. So get your ass down here to the patio, 421 South Milkdale. It's our Monday Night Football watch. Come on down. We're presented by White Claw.
Well, Fitz the mortgage guy did it again. A listener heard his ad, was going to another big bank, but called Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services of Tampa, and Fitz saved him $618 on his monthly payment. Are you kidding me? Folks, that's big money. Rates are going up, they're going down, they're going all over the place. Scott will shop your loan and save you lender fees and get the best rates. Email him, scott@amstampa.com, or call 813-294-7595. That's Fitz, the mortgage guy. Lots of stuff going on right now, and these rates are going all over the place. You need somebody knowledgeable in the market that will work hard for you and get you the best deal. That's my man, Scott. He's done 3 loans for me, done thousands of loans for local folks here, works with a lot of the coaches and players in the area. He's the guy. 813-294-7595, or go to scott@amstampa.com. Have any old coins sitting around the house? Well, the Gold and Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Gold and Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement costs, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Pure Sports. JP is back on.
Welcome back.
FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here. We're coming to you live from the Patio, our Monday Night Football watch party tonight, presented by White Claw. Come on down, enjoy the $4 seltzers and the $4 White Claw vodka drinks and all the great happy hour specials, $1 off beer and wine each and every day here at the Patio from 3 to 7:30, and the only place to watch football games and sports here, including hockey games.
Yes.
In South Tampa.
All right.
Or anywhere in Tampa.
Ready
you ready?
to go. Yeah.
All right, here we go. For all of you listening out there, can you hear me? Okay, here's the question. For 2 lower-level tickets for the Lightning opener tomorrow night, answer this question. Do you have a drum roll sound effect?
I do have a drum roll sound
effect. Oh, wow, here we go. I didn't even know we had. That's a highly produced show we have here. You listened to Dave Randolph earlier say that one of the new players for the Lightning won 2 championships in this league. Valtteri Merila, what country did he play for and what league did he play in to win a championship? What country and what league? I think I've stumped the crowd.
I think you have.
I think I've stumped the crowd. Valtteri Merila, the new Lightning player, what country did he play for and what league did he win 2 championships in? Nobody knows? Nobody
knows at
they're
all.
Googling.
I mean,
they're Googling as we
Googling
speak.
right now. You guys awake out there? Goodness
They're
gracious.
Googling. What did I hear? She knows it.
She knows it.
Here she comes.
Somebody is coming over right now, and they got the creamsicle on, right?
All right, come on over. Let's see if she knows the answer to this. Oh, she's like, what's the question? All right, come on over here. Come on behind here. Go walk around here. Yep. Yeah, you can. Come on. All right. So, what country? Valtteri Merila. He's the new Lightning player.
Hold on, let me hear it. What country?
What country? Valtteri Merila. Okay, she doesn't know, so y'all better start googling.
Wait, what is it? Speak again. What country?
What country did he play for? Their national team. Valtteri Merila. He now plays for the Lightning. He played for another country, not the United States. And he won two. He won two championships in their league. And won 2 championships in their league, and also played for their national team. For 2 tickets.
Shit.
That was not the nation of shit.
I'm gonna say Canada.
Canada. The answer is.
Oh, hold on.
All right, who else? Who else wants to venture a guess?
Come on.
Sweden is not correct.
Oh no.
Valtteri Merila. His name is Marela. If you're googling this.
Hold on. You mean that?
Sweden is incorrect.
Yes.
Is incorrect. That last country I have not visited, nor do I want to. I'd be in trouble. What? Finland is correct. Yes. Finland is correct.
2 tickets right there.
Oh, come on
the
up.
Lower bowl.
Come on up. Take the seat right here on the fan mic. Come on up. Tell everybody.
Come on up here.
Golly.
Goodness, it took that long.
Here, take the fan mic.
Yes, come on. I gotta direct. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah, direct, stage direction. There we go. All right. So, what is the correct answer, sir?
Finland.
Finland is correct. Finland is correct. How did you know that? They Googled it.
The Google.
There you go. The Google was seen. Are you a Lightning fan? What's your name?
I am Justin.
Justin, you're a Lightning fan?
I am, yes.
So were you planning on going to the opener tomorrow?
I was thinking about it. 5:30 is tough.
5:30 is tough. It's not like 3 o'clock at Tropicana Field.
That's also true.
That's not that bad.
But I work downtown, so I'll swing by.
Well, now you got 2 tickets to see the Lightning opener.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, good job.
Thank you.
How do you think the Lightning are going to do this year?
We'll see how Vazzy does. It's all going to be about Vazzy.
If he can come back.
If he can come back, we'll be good. We got to get through the next couple of months, but then I got a good feeling.
All right. Well, stick around. I'll come see you. I got to get your information, your email, and everything to send you the tickets.
Appreciate it.
Good job. Finland is correct. How about that? Congratulations. Not the country of my vagina, as you said. That was not. That was incorrect. She guessed Canada, Ukraine, Russia, and my vagina.
Oh, you go.
Which
I've never thought I was gonna.
I had to look it up, but it was.
You got there's Zach Mitchell right there, Finland. It's too bad, Zach. You should have been down here tonight.
You had to be here.
You would have won 2
present
tickets.
to win.
Yep.
Come on down next week. We'll have another pair of tickets to give away.
Wow,
so
how about that?
I think I'll give away another pair of
got
tickets
lots
next
of
week.
rich pockets there, by
I'll give away another pair of tickets to a game down the road. Down the road.
All right.
Might even do a studio tour.
Wow.
Yeah,
how about that?
that?
Nice. Okay.
That's why you got to come down to the patio on Monday nights.
That's
to
it.
see us, Monday Night Watch Party. All right, let's play. This is just absolute gold here.
Yes.
Warren Sapp on with my buddy Jason Whitlock.
Yes.
Awesome dude. Talking about Keyshawn. If you haven't seen this I covered that team and everything Sapp is saying on this, because there are a lot of people on Twitter like, oh, that's BS. Sapp is full of it. Normally he is. But he is spot on this one about Keyshawn. Take a listen.
He followed me around the Pro Bowl the whole 1999 year when, lobbied me, put his wife with my wife, kids with my kids. Hey, man, I'm telling you, dog, you just lost the championship 11-6. I'll get you that touchdown. I guarantee you. Me and you come together, we going to get a Super Bowl, whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I go in because when you lose the NFC championship game back in the day, your coaching staff is now the coaching staff for the Pro Bowl. And Tony Dungy and us had a situation where we were, about to fire Mike Shula because the Glazers weren't happy with the performance in the championship game. And then Tony said, if you fire him, you got to fire us all. So we almost lost our whole coaching staff. But that came back together, and then I lobbied for Keyshawn on the team. I'm like, yo, let's go get him. But he's going to make more money than you. What? That is never an issue in my locker room. Wives, kids, and money is off limits. So he came on the team. They got him a nice contract. We in the offseason run around, me, Brooks, and Lynch, and Rondé, the whole crew out there doing what we do in the offseason. Yep. There's no Keyshawn. I said, you said you was going to lead my offense, dog. Where you at, baby? Oh, I got some things in L.A. I need to take care of, I'm like, no. You told me you was going to lead my offense, so now I need you here. And now when he gets here, we break the huddle. He don't know the play. He don't know where to line up. He don't know if he on or off the ball.
All true.
Oh, man, trust me, dog. And then he didn't like Sean King. I'm like, well, Keyshawn, you're not getting another quarterback.
Well, actually, you are.
This is what you signed up for.
Johnson. Yeah.
We have Sean King, my man.
Maybe
you got to get along with King.
Yeah.
No. You don't bother my quarterback.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, it was ugly. At times we did some good things together and won a championship, no doubt about it. But Gruden Gruden pushed every button in his body. Gruden was going to hold you responsible for every what? It was beautiful because Tony was, mild-mannered, never cursed, made sure we was all, on the details and everything. And, just wouldn't really push the button. We'll play field position 3 and punt. We'll play great defense and whatever. Man, Keyshawn took full advantage of that, man. I'm telling you, took full advantage of it. And no, he didn't lead us at all. That's why we went and got Jared Vicious and went and got Keenan McCardle. He was not leading.
And then, and because again, I can remember being in the locker room, and I don't remember it was a playoff game or whatever.
2001.
Where Keyshawn took a pot shot at Tony and triggered me. And
he was special. He was special, dog. I'm telling you, on a whole nother level, dog. Whole nother level, man. Whole nother level. But other stuff, he's a good brother. I ain't got nothing wrong with him. But as a teammate, I'd never take him again. No.
Truth bomb. Yeah, Whitlock was 100% right. I covered that team as a beat writer or beat TV guy. And I was in the locker room. I sent Jason a message like, you don't remember? I remember. I was there because he was right next to me. And he was screaming. We were all huddled around Keyshawn because he had taken a shot at Tony. And
didn't he say at the time, the guy that's coming here isn't going to put up with this stuff?
Yeah.
I remember it so well.
Yeah, and so Whitlock was calling him out. He's like, Keyshawn, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Right.
He was yelling in my ear. And I was like, and Keyshawn ignored him. Wouldn't answer the question. Wouldn't answer like a coward that he is. Wouldn't answer the question. Would not answer. And then Tony got fired.
Of course.
And Tony got fired. And it was, but look, you know me. I'm not the biggest Sapp fan in the world.
I'm not either.
But he's spot on. He's 100% spot on when it comes to Keyshawn.
Yeah.
And Keyshawn, took the Twitters, keep my name out your mouth, all his,
he went Will Smith
He went all Will Smith. Yeah, God. But let me tell you what. Keyshawn ain't walking up through Sapp and slapping him in the face.
No.
I can tell you that right now. No. That would never happen. The Sapp would whoop his ass.
Yes, absolutely.
Whoop his candy ass.
Finish him.
Yeah, that would not play. That would not play. Yeah. So, Keyshawn was all up into Twitter. I'm like, come on, bro. You try to be badass. And, Keyshawn's got hey, Sapp had his microphone, and he screwed it all up. That's on him.
Yep.
And he had a great gig with NFL Network. He screwed it up. Keyshawn's smart. He kisses all the right asses. He does all the right things to stay on the air. Never prepares. Terrible broadcaster. Doesn't do. Just listen. It's just the most Captain Obvious BS you've ever heard in your life.
That first year, didn't he have like 100 catches and only like 1 touchdown?
The only reason he had to write a book to get quarterbacks to throw him the ball.
Sure.
He couldn't run routes. He didn't know the plays.
Right.
He was a big receiver. He was big and fast. Had a good catch radius, some pretty good hands. Would block, was a willing blocker. I'll give him that.
Sure.
But, it wasn't special in any way.
No.
And he's right. He had to go. Like the guys that made the big catches were McCardell and Jervicius. Yeah, not Keyshawn.
No, not at
Keyshawn.
all.
And then the year after the Super Bowl, it's Keyshawn, bitching and moaning and quit on his team.
All the
money he made. Yep. You can't, it's salary cap league when you're paying some guy big money to be the number one receiver and you quit on your team because he didn't like John Gruden. Well, you know what? There's a lot of guys didn't like John Gruden.
Yeah.
But they shut up and played because that's your freaking job. But not Keyshawn, and he got it, talked his way out of here, just like he talked his way out of New York and went and got another contract because it was all about me, Sean.
That's it.
Me, Sean.
Who did you trade him for, by the way?
I don't even remember.
Joey Galloway.
So, good.
Oh, Galloway was pretty good.
Yeah.
In his time there. And then, of course,
It's a
Keaton
different cat.
McCardell. Yeah, he also had some problems with Gruden. So, not the first guy.
All right, that'll do it for us here. Come on down and join us at the patio tonight. We got the Raiders and the Packers. $4 White Claw, $4 White Claw vodkas, $1 off beer and wine till 7:30. Lots of other specials going on. Great staff here. Come on down and say hi to our good. What's your name? The Hollis Vagina. She's here. Holla Vagina is here. I think she's from Finland, actually.
She might be.
That sounds like a Finnish name.
How does she not know that, though?
Holly Vagina.
Right.
Holla Vagina.
Hell of a vagina.
Yeah, it sounds like a Finnish name to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come on down. You never know it's the patio. You never know what you're going to, or who you'll see. A lot of celebrities hang out at these cool places. So come on down to the patio. We'll see you here next Monday night, and we'll give away 2 more tickets to a Lightning game. So come on down and see you then.